Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for MTV's Challenge Rivals. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Challenge Rivals news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for MTV's Challenge Rivals.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? It's your boy DJ Jesse Janity, rocking with the best, and I'm here with Emily Hobbit and Allie Garfinkel. How are you guys?
I'm good. How are you?
Jesse's in the booth, if you don't.
Yes, I'm in the booth.
Yes. We can't see his beautiful face. I'm sorry.
Now, Allie, this is your first time ever watching the MTV Challenge, correct?
That is correct.
And so, off the top of it, what were your thoughts?
I thought it was hilarious. I'm so sad that I've been missing out on all of this.
all this good stuff we got going for you.
Seriously, it's really entertaining.
All right. Now, also, oh my goodness. So,
sorry, we're having
a little technical difficulties right now. I'm doing like 50 things at once. All right, now.
Do you want me to take over for a second?
Please do. I'll be right with you guys shortly.
So the episode was Underdog Day afternoon, and we started off. We have some Mandy CT drama because Wes,
super jealous.
It's like a jealousy. Is that what we started off the episode? Was that the first scene?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. So, and Wes and Mandy were partners in Fresh Meat too. So I don't know, maybe he's protective over her. And we all know that Wes, all the guys hate CT, which is something we see throughout the entire episode. And I guess one reason is because he's really, really good. Or that's the main reason. He's the best. And he's also kind of a psycho, but I think we've concluded that he's kind of an awesome psycho.
Yeah.
I mean, what was your initial reaction to CT?
I mean, at first, because I read up on the previous episodes, and, I saw like the cast photos and everything, and I was like, there's not really a big deal. But then just seeing him, be this jerk on TV, just like seeing him in action it's kind of nice. I don't hate it.
Yeah, so you definitely would be Team CT over Team Wes.
Oh yeah, well, I just don't like Wes anyway, because I don't even think he's protective over Mandy. I think it's one of those he just hates CT so much that anything that CT has is just he just wants to squash it.
See, like what I thought, because then we saw Wes kind of try to provoke CT.
By throwing his mattress out the window.
Yeah, by like calling him out. And it's like a guy like CT who, I mean, we'll get into the challenge in a second, but one of those guys, why would you want to motivate them even more? And Wes kind of comes into these games like he thinks he's kind of the mastermind and like has all the puzzle pieces. He knows what to do, but it's like the stupidest move ever.
Yeah, and his execution isn't that great either. Like, he's trying to almost go toe-to-toe with CT, but CT just blows him out of the water every time. And he doesn't even have to try.
Yeah, it's like, and CT kind of knows, like, okay, I'm hotter.
Yeah, yeah, he knows.
I'm better.
He's bigger, he's stronger, he's badder.
And so and in some way, I think he's smarter.
Oh, yeah, he's absolutely smarter.
It's like, Wes is kind of a pale ginger idiot.
Sad man. The sad man.
Sorry, Wes.
Sorry, Wes.
We're sorry.
So then we went to the challenge.
Well, did we go straight to the cat challenge? Well, we see at the beginning of the episode, Cara, Maria, and Laurel.
Oh, Cara.
They really weren't working together as the team. And now it was Cara who was trying to go up to Laurel and fix that, right? Was it Cara?
Cara was, because Laurel was kind of like pushing away, and because she didn't really know how to handle it, I felt. She didn't really know how to handle this dynamic, this kind of game, which she pretty much flat out said. She said, like, if I understood the game more when I'm on my A game, I'm unstoppable, which she kind of is. She's an amazing athlete. So I kind of understood that. I actually don't hate Laurel.
No, I don't hate Laurel. I mean, I'll get into what I wanted at the end of the...
I hate Cara Maria more than I hate Laurel.
Well,
because Cara Maria slept to her top in the previous challenge.
Yeah, and she just has this annoying...
Yeah, that hair.
Well, her hair's like, I love Kesha and I really want to be just like her.
The alternative.
Right.
I'm super hipster.
Ugh. Gross.
Then we had Jasmine and
Janae. And in this week's confessional, Janae's hair was just really bad.
Raunchy.
Gross.
Oh, was that the
Afro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, and it's kind of funny that they thought that they were the outcasts, and it was like, yeah, you are.
Dude, everyone in this competition is like the outcast. Everyone's out to get everyone else. I love when these sort of challenge shows always they interview the people and they're like, they're just all ganging up on me. Well, like, yeah, that's the point. They're trying to eliminate you. That's the game.
Well, that, but also
pick off the weak ones.
It's that, but at the same time, you guys caused a huge fight last week.
Yeah.
You caused this huge thing.
And you're rookies.
Right. But beyond that, you guys, I mean, all right, so I know you weren't here, Allie, but like last week, these girls literally just picked on Teresa and Camilla for no reason. And
Jasmine was like an obnoxious chihuahua.
Right. You actually saw the
any other kinds.
You saw the preview where she like smashed the mirror, right?
Right. Which I thought did they like wheel that in just for that? Because it just seemed like it was in the middle of, it seemed like it was like on her bed, just like waiting for punching.
Well, yeah.
We didn't talk about that.
Why was the mirror
so
just sitting right
we need the prop guy. We need a wheel in a mirror.
And then she was like, I'm from Houston. We don't back down in Houston.
No, we punch mirrors.
No offense, but
she looked like a chihuahua.
I'm thinking some dick in the soup. Now,
okay.
Allie, what dick in the soup means is when the producers meddle with the script or the reality.
The scripted reality.
Actually, and on the line we have our dear friend from Twitter, Steamer. Steamer, you there? Steve, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Hey,
yeah.
Steve.
Hey, Steve.
What did you think of the episode?
I liked it.
You liked it?
Pretty solid all throughout.
I think this was probably the most solid so far we've seen.
That's a good way to describe it. Just like there wasn't a boring act.
No, everything flowed consistently. It was entertaining. It kept it moving.
Yeah.
Can't say anything bad about it.
So, I mean, that mirror last week, I just want to say this. I'm not going to lie, I've had some anger issues in my past, and I've, punched some walls, but a mirror,
other people.
She really, like, punched that mirror.
Yeah.
I think that mirror was fake.
But
she, like,
also
swatted at it.
No
backing to it.
Yeah, there was no backing to it. It was weird. That was just so crazy. But that was last episode.
Yes,
we're back on
I'm
this
sorry.
episode, which had plenty of drama.
Well, it had some drama.
It had some mattress throwing. That was pretty good.
No, do you know what? It wasn't as much drama. It was a lot of scheming.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And Wes is the king of scheming, feeding CT's head this episode. I mean, that was his whole game plan here. Saying that Adam. Oh yeah, it sucks. You're on Adam's team. He's your Achilles heel. Knowing it's gonna make CT flip out, and CT flipped the fuck out. Like CT went nuts on this bitch, like crazy.
Yeah, no, like that's what we were saying before. Like you do not provoke a guy like CT. You just don't.
No,
that's stupid. Why would you do that?
I think he's hoping to get punched, so CT will get thrown out again. I mean, CT's done that twice in past challenges, so try to provoke him to get him thrown off.
But I think what makes Wes kind of even more of an idiot is he hasn't, like, in a way, CT has kind of changed a little bit. Like, we have seen a relatively calmer side to CT. I mean, obviously, I feel like it is kind of calm before the storm, but he like the first episode, he was like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I have changed. Like, you can try to get me to do that, but it's not gonna happen. I'm here to win. So
yeah, he has been calm, but I mean, and actually, I got to say that I do have to say, throughout this entire nuisance that Wes is creating for him, he did keep his cool. I mean, for Wes to go up to his bedroom and throw his bed off of the balcony, and for him not to go up there and punch him in the face.
I mean, yeah.
Claps for CT.
Snaps.
I mean, I think
Snaps
he knows that's what he really wants, and he's not all about giving people what they want, it seems.
Right. And then he goes straight from talking to CT to Adam, saying, oh, yeah, he snapped at me. I don't know, man. I wouldn't want that guy on my team. No, he didn't snap on you. You provoked him.
Yeah.
Looks like a sweaty lumberjack.
A bear is a bear, but if you go up to the bear and you start poking a stick at it, I mean, you're going to get bit.
Wes is an idiot.
Sorry.
You're going to get mutilated.
And also, I think Wes, there's kind of a fear in Wes.
Yeah, well, yeah, because he doesn't. He doesn't want to lose.
Yeah, he doesn't want to lose. He's already been in a jungle, and I think it's kind of goes back to what Laurel's saying. It's like they don't know how to handle this game. It's because they're so used to it's like 2 or 3, or last time it was 3 teams, but they're used to these. This is a new format for them that they don't really know how to handle.
Is it that new of a format?
It is in the way that it's like, it's hard. I mean, they have done 2 teams before, like teams of 2, but it was always like a veteran and a fresh meat. So it was like, okay, the veteran just gets to decide whatever. It wasn't like 2 veterans, like everybody has different opinions and...
No, and it's also like, you're paired up with someone that you can't stand.
Exactly.
Like, that's always going to cause enough problems on its own, even if they were playing games that they were all used to. If you're paired up with someone that you don't like and you don't get along with, and you know that everyone's waiting for you to flip your lid, then obviously, like, it's going to be hard to concentrate on the game, regardless if you've played it 100 times.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, and Steve, please jump in on this, but in the fact of none of these guys are really going against each other on their own team. They're being riled up by other people.
Yeah.
So in that sense of it, is this really that different of a format? I mean, everybody can, like we saw tonight, everybody worked together to get a certain team out of the house. That's what they do every year. They strategize, they group up with other teams, and they attack. And that's I think that they were a little thrown off at the fact that it was, rivals and we're paired up with people we hate, and I think that threw them off. But then at the same time, now that it's the 3rd episode, they're kind of getting back in the groove of things, like, oh no, wait, we do have the power, and let's put this person in and get rid of one of the better teams.
But the thing is, all their strategies aren't working. All the strategies they used before aren't working.
That's because it's stupid. I mean, everything they've done, I mean, like just I hate to get ahead with the preview for next week, or just the thing at the end where they're talking about what they want to do next week. That makes no sense. The problem is the people with power aren't very smart, and the people without any power are even dumber than them. I mean, it's just a terrible strategic game, and it's just that's why these people keep winning, because the people they're going against are just dumber than they are.
Right.
Also, wait until the competition starts dwindling down a lot more, and then the pressure really comes down to you. And like at this point, they can sort of rely on other weaker teams to be cut out, early on. But I think that when the pressure really comes on and they start really having to rely on each other, I think the claws will come out.
Well, but also in former challenges, the whole concept in the first few episodes was about trimming the fat. You have to trim the fat. And then we saw in this, it's just, okay, let's get rid of the strongest teams. We're doing things. So it is a little different than what they'd done before.
Only they're not that good at getting rid of the stronger teams.
Yeah.
They're not doing so well.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's get into the competition. It was called Sink or Swim. And basically, there's 1,000 pounds of sand in this giant container in which you go in with your teammate. You have to get rid of the sand, jump on, which will raise you up, jump onto a platform, and then jump off the platform onto a zip line, which will bring you all the way down. Then you get to jump in the water and swim to the finish line.
Yeah.
Sounds simple.
Wasn't so simple.
Not at all. Adam and CT got to choose who went first. And
can I say something about that?
Go ahead.
I do like that when Adam said, Kenny's my boy, so I'm putting that against him at the end. CT was like, okay, yeah, I'll go against them. Like, most people would be like, oh, Kenny and Wes, I want them going first because they're our biggest rivals. But I liked that he was like, okay, yeah, I'll go up against them. I want to go up against them.
Well, yeah, well, he had a point to prove.
Yeah.
All right, so then we had first we had Jasmine and Janae, and
who just started throwing the dirt at each other.
Camilla and Teresa. No, they were throwing it at Camilla and Teresa.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty smart. You just fill up the other person's not like
yeah, that's what I thought. But
it's pretty genius.
Well, you'd think so, but Camilla and Teresa actually won.
Yeah.
Took them 11 minutes to complete this challenge, which go ahead.
When you think of like what they're doing, that's not that long.
No, but compared to when we get later on down the line, I mean 5 minutes, like
that's ridiculous. Crazy. Yeah.
Then rushing through this, Evelyn and Laurel, they got DQ'd because they didn't jump the zip line.
Evelyn, you mean Cara Marie and Laurel?
Cara Marie and Laurel, yeah, I'm sorry. And that was Cara Maria's fault, correct?
Yeah. No, it was Laurel's fault because Laurel like wasn't listening and said, let's pull it.
Or she just went to grab it and the other girl was like, you can't do that. She's like, yeah, we can. And then she just grabs it towards her.
Sorry, guys. And then they showed us Leroy and Mike versus Brandon and Ty. And Leroy and Mike tried to jump on that zip line. And poor Michael. Poor little Michael. Knee to the chest, kicked in the balls. But
coughing up blood.
Forget all that. Coughing up blood, but then beat Leroy swimming
and Ty.
Yes, go Mike.
Go Mike.
Talk about a stereotype.
Right.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, we saw white boys can't jump, but they sure can swim.
Very nice. Dude, if he doesn't get laid after this, then
by Paul, that's a weird ass couple.
Wait, but then on top of that, Mike started swimming in the wrong direction, but then still beat them. That was awesome. Go Mike.
By the way, also, here's the thing. Have you ever tried to swim in a life jacket?
Yes.
It is not easy. It's really hard. It's really hard.
Like swimming with a jacket on, like a real jacket.
Were you guys ever really scared for Mike?
No.
No. I was like,
I was laughing.
It's MTV.
I was laughing too. I was like, what if they really got rid of Mike and then had to bring in another?
Dustin.
I just want Dustin on this show, damn it.
And then they had to bring in Dustin.
We need more drama. So then we had Johnny Tyler versus Evan and Nehemiah, and these guys were just pussies all the way. Evan was scared to jump. Tyler was scared to jump. Johnny and Nehemiah basically just went ahead, jumped in the water. Tyler stood there for 2 extra seconds. What? This is a competition. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Can't waste any time.
But it's also, it's not like this is the first height jump. These guys have been on 5 challenges. They've had to jump in the water before.
Well, I can see Tyler pussying out, but Evan?
Yeah.
That
Evan,
was a shocker.
Come
on, dude. You're bugging.
You're bugging.
You're bugging. Oh, I'm so sorry, because then we had Kenny. Here's the big one. Kenny and Wes versus CT and Adam. And CT and Adam,
killed it.
I don't know how they planned to jump on that zip line like that, but that was awesome.
I think that was it. They planned.
Yeah, because what was it? It was CT was on the right was on
the left
side and Adam was on the right side. So he was like pulling it down and Adam was, which makes perfect sense.
Well, they jumped towards it was strategic in the fact that they jumped towards the middle.
Yeah.
And both CT had his arm around that middle bar.
Yeah.
Yep.
So go CT for that. And I can't believe no one else thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because no one's really thinking about anything except I'm just thinking about winning. Like, yeah, well, you're not gonna.
Here to win.
Yeah, we're all here to win. It's a competition. Like, congratulations. Like, that's not enough to actually get you to win. You actually have to plan and think. You can't just go in there and be like, I'm gonna win.
You mean I can't
put
wear
in
my
110%? Like, okay.
I can't wear my bandana and just win?
There's always that was one other thing. Is like one character on any Road Rules. There's always a guy with a bandana. There's always and
Johnny
he's always,
Bananas, Penn State. What up?
It's part of the uniform.
It's
Johnny
the
Bananas.
douchebag uniform.
Douchebag, yeah.
Reppin' PSU.
And he's always like that indifferent character that's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. Like,
Just here to win.
yeah, I just came here to win, man. Like, okay, have fun.
You can't be indecisive. You just got to jump.
Exactly.
Right? I wasn't even thinking. I just jumped. Like,
So
Hey.
CT and Adam, 4 minutes and 16 seconds they completed this challenge.
that's impressive.
Impressive.
That's
CT
really impressive.
was a freaking bulldog in that sand pit. He was like,
Yeah.
toss that sand out of there. That was crazy. Wes must have been pissing in that sand thing like a fucking
That's
a
what weighed
litter
him
box.
down.
Wanted
It's
to
what
shoot
weighed him
himself.
down.
Like a damn litter box, because that thing, oh my goodness.
Litter box of shame.
Yeah, so CT and Adam, they won. And Evelyn and Paula were the winners for the female team. Laurel and Cara Maria, the losers for being disqualified. And then this is where the drama starts happening in the house.
Yes. The scheming.
The scheming.
And the eavesdropping.
So basically, Teresa approached the guys, right?
No, it was Camilla.
It was Camilla.
I'm so glad you're up on this. I cannot keep track of all the names.
First of all, like half of the girls like look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'm just so distracted by the guys.
Or they look like other people.
Right. Like one looks like Kesha. What would you say the other one?
Oh,
looks like?
you said Mandy looks like Heidi Montage.
She does. And then the other, I don't know
Which
the other
made
girls.
me so depressed because I love Mandy.
You can still love her.
but
She's
I
not
can't
actually her.
stand-
Then the other chick that looks like, I guess, what a very clean JWoww would look like. I don't
Yes.
know.
Paula.
Was it Paula? She's very cleaned up,
Wow.
right?
Rated PG version.
Right.
All right. So yeah, Camilla went to talk to the guys. She was kind of worried that they were going to be thrown into the jungle, and basically the guys, made her feel safe. That no, you have the numbers on your side. We're gonna throw in.
We are going to throw in Janae and Jasmine.
Janae and Jasmine, yes. Which, I mean, to me, if I was in that house, that's exactly who I would want to get rid of, because I don't want to deal with annoying people. I can deal with competition.
I can deal with glass to the face. I can't deal with annoying people.
Well, no, they are the glass to the face. So.
Are they? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I
Good.
like, and that's the thing too. The whole thing with like, have Camilla and Teresa even been doing that well this challenge, or is it just based on past performances?
Well, no, that's what.
Based on past.
Yeah,
It's just
'cause-
past performances.
Yeah, they said Teresa's a beast in these challenges.
And so is Camilla has some fire.
Well, I mean, I was really shocked with the jungle competition, but we'll get to that in just a second. So, basically, everybody in the house gets grouped together, and they talk about who's going to be thrown in. And Laurel's been campaigning for. Was it Laurel? No, was it Laurel that was campaigning?
Paula. It was
Paula was campaigning for Laurel because Laurel wanted, Laurel wanted a good team to go in, or she
No.
felt she could compete against them.
What happened was Paula knew that their biggest obstacle before winning was Laurel. Laurel was like the one thing standing in between her and Evelyn winning. So she thought, okay, let's put in another strong team that'll take them out. so that way I can win.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess Cara Maria, I don't really know her based on past performances. How is she in these challenges?
Well, she
Steve?
slept.
She was the first one out in Fresh Meat 2, and then I don't think she really did anything in the last one. She didn't go into one gulag.
Yeah,
so.
she was sleeping with Abram, who was like the leader of the team, and that's why her and Laurel ended up butting heads, because Laurel thought that like she wasn't pulling her weight. But then, so she got to the final challenge, and then like Sarah like collapsed in that challenge, and like Cara Maria was like one of the only girls to like make it through the end. But otherwise, she kind of fell apart. She isn't the greatest, but Laurel's amazing.
So within this, Camilla and Teresa basically get stabbed in the back by all the guys, and which, I mean, going into this game, you really have to understand, like, there's no real alliances. However, this is the beginning of the game, so that was kind of shocking for people to go back on their word in that sense of it. Did it make sense? Yes, Paula had the better case.
The best, I love that line when she was like, for the first time in my life, I'm saying something out of pure logic, like for what I want to win, like, which I thought was kind of brilliant and amazing.
Nice. It's nice when they use their brain.
Right, you know?
It's a refreshing change.
It's nice to know that it's not just scripted. So then Camilla and Teresa get so upset, and they're basically talking about throwing the game and just leaving, which would have been so corny if they really went through with that.
And TJ always flips a shit when that happens.
Right. Oh, okay. Bye, losers. Bye.
Yeah, he's like, I hate quitters. I hate blah, blah, blah.
Dude, if I were him, I'd be like, remember that time I was on my bike and I had like, and I got brain swelling and injured and in a coma? Did I quit? Like,
no.
Pull up your pants, stop crying, and
when
get the
I
fuck
was
back
your
in the game.
age,
right?
I used to climb.
When I split
mountains.
my skull open this one time. Oh, I'm sorry. Someone called you a bitch. Go sit down.
So yeah, they said they're gonna throw the game, but then we find out that that was a part of their plan,
Which was kind of a brilliant plan.
Which
think it was
kind of didn't work for them in the end anyway.
But didn't work for them. But it was a smart plan.
Did you think it was a part of their plan at first, or do you think they were really upset? Like, I just don't want to be here. And
I mean, I'm sure it was like one girl was like, I'm so tired of all the drama. And the other one's like, oh my God, we should pretend we're quitting.
Yeah.
Like, that was probably how
that's a good
genius,
call.
brilliant brainchild came to be. We should totally act like we're quitting.
yeah, everyone will be so surprised.
When you get disqualified.
So they go into the jungle and they play Wall Jam, which I like this game.
Vanna White's worst nightmare.
Right. Ooh, I love that.
Do you know what's funny? When I first saw it, when he first explained it, I was like, okay, this seems really stupid. So I was like, okay, they're just flipping walls. Like, this seems kind of pointless. But it got super intense.
It gets really can you imagine like doing that and how frustrating
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. I mean, I would just be pissed.
But you made a good call. Like, just wait till 30 seconds.
Yeah, just
to
fucking
the
stand there.
And just go nuts.
Yeah. And just bulldoze through it. Not only will the other people be tired, but you're just gonna just flip them all in a row. And they're all lined up for you.
But by the way, did anybody guess when, because they went to commercial when Cara Maria was like, I looked up and all of mine were black. And then they cut to commercial and I was like, oh, they're so winning.
I thought that there was going to be like the next shot of her partner like passed out on the ground. I thought that's what she was. I was like, mine were all black because my partner dropped dead.
That would
like, I thought that's where they were going with that.
Oh, actually,
MTV. Masters of suspense.
They're not like those guys on Showtime. Huh?
They got nothing on VH1.
Emily, I'm right with you. We've actually spoke about this before in the past, that you always can tell who's gonna win when it comes to MTV. Actually, and I learned.
Yeah.
Where I've realized like MTV plans their editing is Celebrity Deathmatch. You guys used to
Really?
watch it?
No, I was too young.
Are you serious? Steve, did you used to watch Celebrity
Oh,
Deathmatch?
wait a second.
Yeah.
They're like
the
clay
claymation.
people. Yes.
Oh my god.
I
yes,
remember
no.
it,
was
but
on
I don't
Thursdays.
remember
Yes.
the
Wow,
like.
good job. 10
right?
o'clock.
So weird.
So here's what Celebrity Deathmatch, what MTV used to do is, I mean, if it was like J-Lo versus Mariah Carey for some reason,
So great.
J-Lo would be whooping Mariah Carey's ass the entire round, and then within the last like 30 to 40 seconds, like Mariah Carey would have like this superpower and just
She'd like hit an F or
Yeah.
something, and then her head would explode,
her
and then
ass
she
would explode,
or something like that. Yeah.
and it's always whoever is winning at the beginning loses.
Right.
It
And
was,
That's exactly what happened tonight.
and I knew too, because in the overall challenge, they didn't show Evelyn and Paula's time, so it was like, okay, they won.
Yeah.
Oh right.
It's always the person they don't show the time.
Oh MTV.
Oh,
Masters.
MTV
Every time.
trick us every.
Dope. So yeah, basically, the end of it, Teresa and Camilla, they lose, which I was really disappointed because they were beasts. I mean, like they were hitting those
Yeah.
those wall panels. It was like, girl, what
But
you...
they lost by 7, and the girls, and it would have been more except for Laurel and Cara Maria didn't have a few like fully turned.
Or maybe Teresa and Camilla didn't have.
Oh,
them
that's
fully
true.
turned. Ooh, I was just kidding. So, yeah, it was 26-19, and I mean, Laurel, I guess she does deserve to be there. So we'll
Yeah,
give it to her.
she's pretty solid.
So after they left that, we go back to West. This is like,
Who's really sunburned, by the way.
No, yeah, I
No.
saw
Honey,
that.
You're
he's
that-
always that red.
You're that
West's
pale.
skin color is red in every season.
All of him is red.
Learn to put on some sunscreen.
I don't think it works.
No,
It just makes him more unattractive.
Right. Well, it's either he's gonna be pale or red. Either way, he doesn't get any other color.
Yeah,
But he's
choices.
he's creating this massive plan to get rid of CT, and it's just like, I hope you get kicked off this show, and I hope when you get kicked off this show, you go home and you watch this and see how desperate you look, and how much of a loser you look to CT.
I mean, also though, again with MTV's editing, I'm sure there's a lot more going on, and it's just we're getting the pathetic parts of Wes. And also, and for the whole house who hates CT, Wes seems to be the only person who's bent on getting rid of him. Like everyone talks
like-
about it, but Wes is the one
Wes
who's like,
is
"Arr."
like the ringleader. All the other guys like are just following Wes's kind of.
Because I feel like CT's been so quiet
Yeah.
this season, it's like no one really cares.
By the way, is Maria doing the
I believe she
reunion? Can you give her that question?
As far as
As far as asking Wes, do you realize how stupid you looked?
we'll make sure that she does
Okay,
ask.
because
stupid
I'll
and or
email
pink.
her, or yeah, we have to make sure that happens.
I mean, and with this, I think the rest of the house really doesn't care, because they know CT is a great challenger. However, it's Wes who's really like, what was the situation earlier when Camilla and Teresa, when Paula wanted them to go into the jungle. Wes was the one to say, no, that's not going to happen. Let me go talk to them. He weasels his way in, he throws his words in, and everyone kind of sides with what Wes says. And I think that's the fact of what's happening with CT. No one really has a reason to hate CT right now.
Yeah.
Wes does, because he's jealous that he's a better competitor. He's jealous that he has a girl.
Mandy, yeah, he's jealous. He has Mandy.
Meanwhile, CT's just like blatantly like, yeah, I'm feeding her, and she's biting. Like, he was just so nonchalant about it. Like, everyone was just waiting to hear that to her and be like, who, man? I don't know. I don't even know who that is. Like, there's a blonde girl here.
Wes is like writing love poems.
He's like, oh my god, he's like outside her window throwing pebbles.
Oh, they should make a movie about these two.
They do. It's like every romantic comedy ever.
And so then, Steve, you hit it at the beginning of the episode here. they make this plan with Evan and Mr. Johnny Bandana.
Johnny Bananas / Bandana.
Johnny Bandana.
And basically,
Johnny America.
Evan plans to throw the game just to get CT and Adam to go against Wes and Kenny in the jungle. What?
It doesn't make any sense.
First of all,
no sense at all.
No sense.
First of all, Evan, you didn't jump off the platform. Douche point number 1. Now you're performing oral sex on Wes. I have to be careful how to wear this. And just eating his freaking brown nosing this kid. I mean, it's ridiculous. What?
It's okay.
Oh, I'll throw the game. I'll throw it.
Here's the
I'll
thing
lose.
too. It'd be one thing if they were on the same team and they said, "Okay, I'll throw the game so all of our team can vote CT in." There's a really good chance that CT
is going to
win that challenge. Yeah. So pretty much and also Nehemiah.
No, don't. Let's get into predictions with that.
Okay,
don't
fine.
do it. Don't do it.
Hold it.
I'm sitting here. I'm watching you because I was she's gonna go there. But all they gave us for next week for the predictions
can read
was
my
that.
mind at this point.
Your visual cues.
We've done so much real world. I know everything this girl's about to say. Yeah, I mean, all right. So because let's just get into predictions because that is gonna be.
Wait, do you want to go to commercial break?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
sorry.
Yeah,
Steve?
I referenced it last week, but they had a previous challenge as the duel. As the final 4 were Wes, Evan, Brad, and CT. Wes and Evan formed a little alliance to try to get rid of CT. So Wes had Evan go against them, and CT just kicked his ass in the challenge. So I'm kind of flashbacks to that with this right here. I don't think there's a chance that Evan could win.
All right,
that was 5 years ago, and I think it'd happen again.
All right, so now let's review what the exact plan was because
before we go to commercial.
Before we go to commercial break, Emily or Steve? Because
the plan is
it just does not make sense to me.
Evan throws the challenge. So then, and I guess pretty much if you are going into the challenge, into the jungle, you kind of get the number 1 say of who you want to go in against. And then if you have enough friends, they'll say, "Oh, I want to be with you. I'll be on your side."
They'll have the numbers anyway, so the
they'll
plan
have the numbers.
for it to exist is Evan and then Nehemiah have to lose, and they just have to hope that CT and Adam don't win.
Well, so but my thing is why can't Wes throw the game?
Or why can't they just bone up and win it themselves like men?
Yeah.
How about you just win the game and be a man and stop trying to con everyone?
Because that's what CT's
That's the way they do it.
Yeah.
Well, fucking go for a run every morning. I don't know. Start lifting weights. Do something.
Do some push-ups. Son.
Yeah. It's
Here's the thing. I don't think it's humanly possible to be as big as you can't make yourself as big as CT,
or you can at least lose with dignity. It's if we all throw the game, then there will be no show, and CT will lose. He'll go home, and we'll all go home. It's how about you just play the game? Just play it. Just try.
But the whole puppy dog thing, it's just for you to sit there and allow another person on a totally different team say, "Hey, yeah, you should throw the game."
Sounds like a great idea.
I think you'd be a good competitor. Evan and Nehemiah versus CT and Adam.
They'd get killed.
All right, and with that, we're gonna head to a commercial break, and we'll get everyone's opinions when we get back.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
All right, we are back in.
Want to find out what the...
Another commercial break. Just kidding. We're going to head into predictions here.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
They really didn't give us much next week. I mean, basically next week.
The challenge just looks so weird.
Yeah.
Something with hammocks?
Yeah.
Holding on to hammocks?
Like the undercarriage of the hammocks?
Building a hammock? That's pretty hard.
That would be hard.
It's really hard. And then, like, getting on said hammock, like, that's... I mean, have you ever tried to do it? It's really tough.
All right, so we have hammocks next week, and then basically everyone versus CT, or Wes trying to get everyone against CT.
Okay.
Now, Emily, what were you going to say?
2 things. Numero uno. Nehemiah doesn't know about this plan. And Nehemiah isn't going to be happy about this plan.
So excited.
So, even if something crazy happens and Nehemiah, okay, even if this all goes through, Nehemiah is going to be so pissed off at his partner that either they'll lose in the jungle or lose the next week.
Well, I mean, we've seen previews where Nehemiah
It's like,
is
I have the
flipping out.
biggest bitch on my team.
Yeah. And I can't think of a perfect moment other than this moment because tonight Evan was a bitch.
Yeah.
You were Wes's bitch. And the fact that you are scheming with another team and not even reviewing it with your own teammate.
Yeah. Not cool of it. Numero 2. Can I go to numero 2?
Go ahead.
We saw them in a club. And it kind of like, there's like CT flirting with Mandy. CT's in a black shirt. In the overall trailer, he's in a white shirt and is like yelling at everybody, "Get off of me." If that happened in the next episode, they would have previewed that.
Yeah, I think that'll be like 2 to 3 more episodes.
CT's not going home.
Oh, no. I don't believe that at all.
I am done.
Fine sleuthing, Emily.
Thank you. That is what I have to say.
Oh, wow. That's really good.
She really is. You should see her during Vampire Diaries. This girl's like...
She's got the whole season planned out.
She calls MTV, tells them what the changes they need
She's
to
actually
make.
the script supervisor over at MTV.
Steve, what do you got for us?
I think next week's gonna end with Leroy and Mike eliminated.
Oh,
just a hunch.
Really?
Really? What brings that thought?
Yeah. Because I think they're teasing like the Evan and CT thing too much. That it'll just lead to something happening to the plan, and them just resorting back to sending the rookies in there. It's either them or Brendan and Ty. So I'm just going with Leroy and Mike.
Oh my goodness.
No actual factual basis, just a hunch.
Oh, bummer. Allie?
Well, considering this was my first episode and I don't know enough of the background and the history to make an accurate prediction or any I mean, I really I would have to see a couple more to just really get the feel. I mean, from what it looks like, to me it looks like CT would just, and from what I've heard, that he'll just win the whole thing. So that's what, sort of where I'm at right now. But no further comment.
No further. I plead the fifth.
And DJ Jesse Janny, what's your opinion?
My opinion is that they are going to, even though they promoted the CT drama next week, MTV's very big on promoting something and then not giving us what we want. So I think next week we'll get Nehemiah. He'll, give us the big drama of the episode.
Good call.
And Leroy and Mike.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't. You know who I really need to go? I need Tyler and Johnny or Brandon and Ty.
Yeah, they seem kind of like dead weight.
They're fluff.
Yeah.
They don't do great during the challenges, but they're just getting by because nobody like pays attention to them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. I want competitors and I want people who start drama.
Drama, yeah.
If you don't fit in between there,
Yep.
get off
Peace
of my
out,
stage.
mofo.
Get off of my TV.
I mean, I hope there's a lot more of that, like getting really close and talking in each other's faces, like when the person's taller and they're just like talking in the
and
person's
they're like,
face. I love that.
We see a lot of that on the challenge.
Hopefully Nehemiah gives it to us because
and then they'll just start making out.
As we've seen in the previews, Nehemiah was very upset.
Yeah,
and I would
and
love to see him against CT in a yelling argument, in a yelling fight.
By the way, and I think thinking back to when Nehemiah says that and like the scene of the challenge and the water, I really think it is at that challenge.
Yep, it is actually.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, go us.
We are such losers.
We are. All right.
We like study like frame by frame.
Well, we just watch it so many times.
I know.
But you know what's funny? When I was younger, I used to literally watch the same Real World Road Rules episodes over.
Oh.
Like, 'cause MTV
you mean
would
like
play
what
them,
I do with every other show?
Oh, yeah.
You know what they should do? They should just, as a special guest, just bring back Puck. Bring him in.
Yeah.
Just bring him in.
I don't.
You're like 45 by now?
Yeah. Something recently just happened with him. Like
Wait.
he was arrested or something.
But yeah, didn't Puck get like completely kicked off of all of these challenges?
Will you like
That's what
spit
makes
on
it great.
somebody or like
Oh yeah. Oh, that must have been what I think that was it. He like spat on someone.
and then was thrown out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, MTV, you guys gotta watch the Bad Girls Club. That's nothing. Spitting is a requirement. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining me
Thank
tonight.
you.
Thanks everyone.
Loves you all, and thank you guys for listening and watching. Sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning, but we'll be back in full force next week. Peace out.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.